Yes, I am back to talk about the Idris, but this time I want to focus more on the role of capital ships. These large ships in Star Citizen, and how they truly fit into this game. It is obvious now that operating a ship like the Idris solo is entirely pointless. This is a largest functional ship we currently have, equipped with impressive firepower and massive hangar in its belly. It's not the kind of vessel you take out to do some low risk bounties. The real value of the Idris lies in the crew operations, or more accurately, organization level gameplay. That's what the ship was designed for, a mobile base of operations for large groups. With dedicated crew of 10 to 20 active players, you can maintain and defend it very effectively. The Idris won't exist in isolation. It will likely lead entire fleets, complemented by other large ships or perhaps even smaller. This makes it a strong candidate for controlling significant operational zones. So right now the true role of Idris, it's an organization hub ship. Even if it's left floating in space waiting for the crew return or running on a skeleton crew while other organization members are engaged elsewhere, it still serves a purpose. The same can apply if it's at orbit near a planet. There was also some developer insight that capital ships won't be used near planetary surfaces, reinforcing the idea that they are intended for space operations. Now everyone would like to see the new base building or space station construction. The dream is to have your own territory or hidden outpost at the far edges of the system. These would definitely be resource sinks maintained by large organizations. I am not saying that orgs won't want that, because ships need regular upkeep and resources need to be secured and managed. When most members are offline, a safe zone is rather essential, as a stranded ship could pull unwanted attention if found. Still, I see the fleets as playing the more active role, regardless of what an organization is doing, whether it is storing resources, running missions, or engaging in combat. The fleet moves and acts. Bases, on the other hand, would serve as support hubs, used for crafting or storing excess materials. After all, the game world is enormous, and who wants to sit in a strict base? That said, in large orgs there will be all types of players, some focused on crafting, on base building, others preferring frontline action. In a sense that active fleet needs an active crew, I'm not just talking about running an Idris fully crewed near hostile zones. I'm talking about fleet with purpose. A salvage fleet might consist of a reclaimer, a few vultures, and a couple of support ships. That is still a meaningful organization unit, just operating with different goal. That's the real beauty of what the CIG is aiming for. It's not all combat. Fleet gameplay could include resource gathering, trade, exploration, or eventually data running and science missions. An organization might even focus on crafting ammo, gear, and ship components. But larger ships like the Idris push organizations to utilize them in varied roles, not just warfare. Some players or smaller organizations may find that the Hercules C2 is all that they ever will really need. Currently we have two major capital class combat ships, the Idris and the Polaris. A small organization might operate the Polaris efficiently, while the large one could manage the Idris with ease, perhaps even a base along. And this is where I feel that some players may miss the point. These ships aren't just giant combat platforms with the 20 guns and 20 crew. They're flexible, defensible, and may even be used for logistics or escorting valuable cargo. Despite their combat focus, the large cargo base and multiple turrets give them incredible versatility. The real missing piece is in-game organization management tools. This would create the infrastructure needed for ships like these to function effectively. Of course, it is also tied into needing larger player caps per server, since it would be underwhelming to bring 50 crew and only run into 10 other players while trying to do some fun cooperating activity. I understand you would still be working with a crew, but it wouldn't be the same open world, but rather a more dungeon-like experience in that case. The game is already massive, and in this case, those 10 players roaming solo, it would feel even emptier than before. Another point to consider is that large ships need dedicated content designed for them, scenarios that require multiple teams, with the capital ship covering airspace while dropships deploying troops to secure targets. These missions would need to be challenging and rewarding, because it's not worth if 20 players each earn 20k credits for an hour of complex coordination. We do have some high risk target missions, but come on, those just can't be it. Star Citizen is already a time sink and it can be punishing, so if players invested their time, especially at that scale, the rewards need to match the effort. Ultimately, I think capital ships could function like mobile guild halls or operations centers. Rather than always being deployed in their specialized combat role, they'll shine best when used with a purpose, during multi-crew operations or organization-wide events. The Idris, for example, is far more than just a gunship, but when the time comes to unleash its full power, that's when it truly earns its place. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching!